Coach Parker, your field, bro.
Do I stare at this or that?
You can just talk about it. Yeah.
How is everybody?
Good, how are you?
All right, Coach, yourself?
Really good.
You guys ready? What's it like to coach a player like Michael Mayer?
Well, it's a good thing, you know. It's funny. I think I've answered versions of that question ever since I've taken this job, and it's because of who he is as a player and human being. I think, you know, after being here long enough now to really get a feel for who he is and the work he puts in to be a great player. I've said it, and I don't mean it to be funny, but I really believe that, you know, it's a little bit of a thing. He'll do some things on this football field that kind of gets underplayed because it's like, hey, because of what you're asking, like, hey, it's Michael Mayer. Well, there's a lot of work that goes into doing what he does on a football field that I and the rest of the staff and his players and peers appreciate. I mean, the way he works, the way he plays all phases, both run blocking and the pass game, and the things he does in his routes to be who he is. So it's not happening by mistake or just by sheer talent. He has those things, but there's also a really good plan to what he does. So it's been a good challenge for me to coach him because you want to give him tools to get better, because we all can get better. And what better challenge to make a great player an even better player.
Notre Dame has had the moniker tight end you. Where have you made your mark? Where have you made the biggest contribution to the team?
Well, you know, I would honestly, and I'm not saying this to be modest, I don't know that I have yet. You know, we haven't played a game. We haven't done anything till we've been here. You know, I think a lot of preseason stuff all comes from the past and those things, and I wasn't here. So to be fair, I hope I can answer that question, or you all better yet can answer that question after we play a few games and show up the way I believe and what they believe they should. Have we prepared and hopefully challenged them in a way and got them to other things and details within the team meeting room and our unit meetings and obviously in practice? Well, of course, I sure hope so, but until we do it in games that count and the 12 that matter, I would say that, you know, that's yet to be determined.
Coach, for the wide receiver group, they're missing some guys. When you look at your unit, you know, how big is it for you guys, your guys to step up, specifically Michael Mayer, to kind of fill that void of missing receivers?
Sure. You know, it's they've been used well in this offense long before I got here, and I think they feel in that room, in our room, that they have a huge responsibility to things within the run game and the pass game, so that responsibility falls on them. The way we practice and how Coach Reese scripts us, those guys understand their worth, and they're expected to know the offense inside and out at every position, and if they were to line up inside, attached to the formation or detached. And that's how we teach it, that's how they take it on, and it's really become a good progression, especially for the veteran guys to learn.
When you look at Michael Mayer and what he brings to this team, is there any pressure on him, or is there like a target on him from opponents that you maybe think or kind of assume based on his productivity last year?
I would say so, yeah. I would think so. You know, it would be pretty naive to say no. I think everyone knows who is fully aware of who he is and the player he is. We're aware of it as well. And I think that as far as his pressure and those things, I think a guy that works the way he does and who he is as a player, men like him don't worry about those things. You know, they get lost in the work and let the results take care of itself. That's what we believe in the tight end room, and he's the epitome of that. So I really believe he won't get lost in worrying about any of those things as this thing goes forward.
What have you seen development-wise from Kevin Bauman and Cam Brung as they kind of get healthy?
Yeah, you know, Kevin Bauman's been exactly what he needed to be this fall camp, to put himself in a position to play meaningful plays for this university and at the tight end position. So very proud of where he's progressed to, and certainly really excited to see him kind of reap the rewards of his work, so to speak. Kane's had a really good fall camp, still making sure he can grow into staying healthy and doing those things. So we've been careful and managed him the right way. But he showed some great promise and done some good things on his way of progression to getting healthy.
And then the freshmen, I mean, where do they kind of stack up with some of the freshman tight ends that you've seen before at other schools and whatnot?
Yeah, well, both of them with the ability to continue to learn and grow and get lost in the work, so to speak, and learn how to be a pro from some guys that are going to be and that really show how to work here. If those things happen, they both have the potential to be special in their futures. And how they do that is to continue to grow and learn and know what we need to know in our offense to play the position, because it's not easy. but both of them are great kids. They're great for our room. They've really taken into our group. Our group's led them well, and they're right in the middle of the progression, learning how. But both of them, Eli and Holden, both show great promise, and we're really excited to have them. Really, really are.
And then what's allowed Davis to earn a scholarship?
Well, pretty simple. He has just worked himself into earning it. You know, he has done that. The reward has been from Coach Freeman and Coach Reese Down, and really Coach Mason and all those guys, and the work he's put in both as a special teams player and at tight end. So he has earned that right. But his work in special teams, his value as a special teams player on our roster, along with his value and what he's found as his niche in our tight end room, has put him in a position to where when things lined up for him to be that guy that earned the right. So we're just happy for him, and it's something that he did himself. He should be very proud.
Coach, probably too soon to tell. What's the analysis on I guess Justin Fisher so early? I know he hasn't been here long.
Yeah. Well, exactly. He hadn't been here long, but I know this. He's already earned the respect of his guys because he's a hard worker, which is going to give him a chance for his future. You know, and I think he's really starting to learn the adjustment from what it is to come from high school to here and do that in the room that's a great room. But what he's learned is already that he just needs to come in and put his nose down and work. He's a great worker, a great kid, and he's starting to really kind of take into his own of learning how, and he'll be able to do that as he goes through it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.